welcome to today's lecture. Okay, today we'll be talking about ethics, okay, and the social responsibility. Okay, first of all, why do we discuss this concept? Why it is so important? We have to have some basic idea. The open case we have is talking about Elon Musk. He is the CEO of Tesla. Okay, and the textbook mentioned this open case because this person promote the green energy, electricity, reusable energy, battery, and all these kind of things. Okay, and in reality, okay, because he promote this, he become the richest person on earth. Okay, a couple months ago, we saw a news. Tesla's stock price increased 700 times in 1 year. So Elon Musk become #1 richest person on earth, and his assets is $185 billion. Okay, but according to some other ranking, Jeff Bezos, okay, the CEO of what? The Amazon. Okay, two different number. One is estimate he has 196 billion. He's still #1. Okay, and Elon Musk is #2. But some estimate says he is 177 billion, and I just mentioned Elon Musk is 185 billion. So Jeff Bezos is #2. Elon Musk is #1. Doesn't matter. Okay, and the reason for that, for the Tesla, okay, is because the big breakthrough in his production. Okay, everyone liked Tesla's car, but you order it, you couldn't get your car because what? Manufacturing keep on behind, and so expensive. The first generation Tesla, okay, 50,000 to 100,000. Okay, so if you can buy a Tesla, probably you can also buy a Mercedes or what? BMW. It's so expensive. But the newer Tesla dropped to what? 30,000, 35,000. Okay, and they have this huge partnership with China. Donald Trump wanted to punish China. So China give Tesla a lot of good deal. So Tesla moved one of the largest assembling plant to where? To China. And million square feet for manufacturing, and they can manufacturing a lot of electric car every year from China. Okay, so I want to show you, other than that, this guy is very, very bright. He also has a lot of other stuff. Okay, let me show you. Okay, you can also see, okay, he started whenever he was in university, this internet city guy. Okay, so he's the computer guy. So if you want to go to a city, Seattle, whatever, okay, what are the local map people can download it and guide people to eat, to play, to do whatever. Then he sold it. Then he started X.com and the PayPal. Okay, he still have a big chunk of PayPal. Then he sold the PayPal. He became billionaire. He sold it for $1.5 billion. Then he used his money to get to what? SpaceX, Tesla, Solar City. Okay, he got into these 3 or 4 different projects. Later on, he also go to what? Neuralink. It's a medical stuff, human brain with what? Some artificial intelligence. So he really get to different area. And just for the 2020, Tesla took off 700 times the profit, another profit, the stock price, 7 times higher. Okay, so that's how he come so rich, but not by one company. Okay, you can see the Solar City. They do a lot of what? Green energy and different things. So since he is so rich, okay, I think you should have a little bit more background about what he's doing. Okay, since we're talking about him, and we also talk about the richest person next to him, who is Jeff Bezos. Okay, and Jeff just retired February 9th, retired, announced retirement. You folks know that? Okay, so Jeff doesn't want to be CEO of the largest company, Amazon. He stepped down. He will be executive chair of the board of directors. Why? He says he wants to do something he likes to do. So what does he like to do? 3 things. Number 1, charity. Like Bill Gates, he has a huge foundation to do environmental issues. Okay, he wants to preserve the earth and different things called Bezos Environment Fund. Okay, that's his private foundation. Second thing, he wants to do more space stuff. When he was a college kid, he wanted to, like Elon Musk, he wanted to do more space project. He has a company called Blue Origin. Okay, and he wants to spend more money, more energy, take people to Mars, to different areas. Okay, because that's his passion, his dream. So he doesn't want to goofy around with Amazon. He wants to do something with his passion. That's the second one. Okay, the third one, he will spend more time on the Washington Post. Okay, people lose confidence. All the journalism report fake news, fake news, fake news. Okay, so I think to rebuild some of the credibility, be very interesting. Okay, I like to see at least people have some trust on the newspaper and public media. They have to do certain verification. They have to have certain accountability. So, foundation, space project, Blue Origin, and what? News. Okay, so that's Jeff Bezos. Okay, then today, before I move to the ethical chapter, I want to discuss something else. It's an open case. Has anyone heard about this person called Joe Paterno? Anyone? Okay, he died about 10 years ago. Okay, Joe Paterno is the head football coach of Penn State University. By the way, I graduated from Penn State, so when I went to school, get my master's and doctorate program, Joe was there. Everyone likes him. Okay, everyone liked Joe Paterno. Okay, and he broke the record, 409 victory in his record. Student graduation rate 78%. Okay, so a lot of school coach, athletes play sports. They don't do well academically. They couldn't graduate. Nobody cares. But for Joe Paterno, different. You flunk your exam, you are not allowed to play. No matter how good, okay, you are, you're just not allowed to play. All the students, okay, academic focused. All the students, nice manners, okay, and respect and good attitudes, etc., etc. So everyone at Penn State liked him. He also donated a lot of money, okay, and helped Penn State build up the Petit Library, okay, get a lot of money for them. So everyone likes him. He coached until he was 86 years. 409 victory means what? Every year, play 10 games, maybe sometimes 11. He coached 40 some years, 45 years. So he played what? 450 games. He win how many? 409. So you can see how good he is. He rather lose, okay? He want that individual to be superstar. You want to play, you be a good boy. You do well. You pass your courses, okay? And he would not give faculty pressure. Let my football player graduate. No. He will call the faculty, begging them to find a tutor for the student so the student can play, okay? It's a good story. So what's the big deal? The big deal is at age 86, 2012, he was fired by Penn State. And he died 3 months later. It's a pretty sad story, right? Such a very nice guy, professional, helping the university do so much. How can university fire him? And he was so humiliated, and his cancer occurred. Then he refused to do the surgery. He passed away within 3 months. It's good or bad? It's bad these things happen. It's good he didn't go through lawsuit. Okay? Why? I want to talk about it because this guy called, I was rushed and I don't bring my mouse with me, so I have to use my finger on my laptop. This guy called Sadowski's case, okay? Sadowski is a defense coordinator, defense coach, okay, for the university. Okay, you can see this is a paternal statue at Penn State, okay? And this guy, it's very bad habit, molest young kid. So he got caught. So instead of sending him to the authority, paternal and Penn State decided let this guy retired. Bad boy, retire, get lost, okay? But let him save his pensions and everything. So this guy was retired in 1999. 2009. He was, 2011. He got caught again at the Penn State property. Penn State football team gym. He molested a young boy, get caught by the janitor, reported, and this time report to the police, okay, then they bring a social worker, they do the investigation. Then they find out between 1994 and 2009, okay, so many kids get involved, okay, get molested. So, billions dollars lawsuit against Penn State. And 4 people, okay, Paterno, the head coach, Spaniel, the president, Curley, I know him, ethic director, okay, and Schultz, BP, 4 of them, okay, and people investigate them, says, how come? This could have been prevented. how come you folks didn't do a good job? You just let him retire, and the worse and worse, you let him continue to use the Penn State facility. All these kind of bad things happen at the Penn State property. Of course, they filed these 4 people. Okay, Paterno died. The other 3 guys, everyone gets sentenced. Everyone gets sentenced. I also want to mention the Penn State president. Penn State president is Grant Spanier. He's very, very shining star in the academic field. He became the 16th president of Pennsylvania State University at the age of 47. He has been the president for Penn State for 16 years. So successful. Okay, they merged the law school, they created a global campus, they do all kinds of things. Okay, and the student center, etc., etc. Actually, I was part of it. Before I left, I think Penn State, I was faculty there before, he was the president. Very, very successful. So people would keep on guessing. Will he be the next senator? Will he be the next governor? Will he be the secretary of education for the United States? People are keep on guessing, you know. Grant Spanier is so successful. Then these things happen. He said, no, I didn't know. I'm not aware of it. Paterno should be responsible. Ethics director should be responsible. Senior vice president should be responsible. I'm the president. I have so many things, so many vice presidents under me. I'm not aware of this. FBI, okay, and delete all his email. Find out he was aware of it. So he was found guilty, sentenced to prison. Keep on appealing. This happened 2011. It's 2020, 2021 now. So in January, final, appealing being declined. Okay, the last level, highest level being declined. So he had to be in the prison for how long? 4 months. Okay, and initial sentence was 2 months in prison, 2 months house, in his house. So altogether 4 months. Okay, and there's no way he can appeal because it's final. So his attorney, January, submitted another appearance to the judge, and they're begging the judge to revise the sentence. Since this happened, he has a heart surgery. He has, my dog want to go out. Bad dog. What? So he has a prostate cancer, okay, and also the pandemic. Okay, he's been 2 months in prison. Okay, he is high risk group. So try to ask, can they let the President Spanier to have 4 months quarantine at the house? Okay, and it's pending. Okay, so you think about it. One of the most successful coach fired, dropped dead in 3 months. One of the young, very successful university president, 4 months, okay, and lose everything, all the reputation, all the success, and a lot of money for lawsuit. Okay, why? Very simple. They underestimate this ethical stuff. They didn't practice. They didn't do this ethical issue professionally by book. Okay, and so you can know this case. You will remember now. Okay, ethics. That's very, very important. It's definitely no joking. Okay. And another one I want to mention, you folks probably heard about him not several years ago. It's also cost billions of lawsuit. Dr. Larry Nassar, okay, this guy in the picture, okay, he is the USA gymnastic national team doctor. He's also the university health center director. 250 girls came forward to suit him or to complain about he touches female the wrong position, wrong place, etc., etc. So every time a girl came forward to complain, university will have a committee. Okay, then the committee will say, "She's too young. She's fantasy." He's a doctor. He makes so much money. He's married. He has a beautiful family. Nobody took the girls seriously. Okay, until finally, people have demonstrated the proof. Okay, so Michigan State, the president didn't get fired because to stop the fire, the president hired the former FBI director, organized a task force to do investigation immediately. They bring in a lot of testing stuff, lie detector, all kind of high-tech stuff, evidence against this doctor. Okay, and the president do everything more aggressively, still cost Michigan State billions of dollars lawsuit. Okay, and she, after that couple years, she resigned. Okay, she think she still didn't do it, prevented it, okay, carefully enough. But this whole thing lasts for so long. Okay, it's way before she was the president. But she tried to, at least she did it very professional, very sweet. Okay, so she didn't get fired, but she still resigned, and she believed someone else should take the lead of the organization. Okay, so I think these cases are very, very interesting. You really have to have some idea. Okay, ethics is very, very, very important. Okay. Now let's talk about the ethics. Okay, I still have students told me, okay, they don't know what is my outline. Okay, do you folks know where is my outline posted? It's with the PPT in the outline folder. Okay, every chapter I have an outline. This is chapter 4 outline. If you print it, you can see I just finished the case. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Okay, you can see I just finished the case. I'll be talking about ethical dilemma. Then I'll be talking about section 1. I will talk about A, B, C. Then talk about section 2. I will talk about A, B, C, D. Okay, etc., etc. And the bottom, I have what? The glossary. Okay, I recommend you folks to browsing through before you take the test. Okay. Oh, where is it? I still have students do not know the outline, so please check it. I think it will help you preparing your chapter quizzes and exam. Okay, so we'll be talking about the section 1. Okay, nature of ethics, and we'll be talking about ethical dilemmas. Then we'll talk about ethics and the law. Then we'll talk about changes in ethics over time. Okay, so first thing, what is ethical dilemma? Anyone know? What is ethical dilemma?
Would that be like the trolley situation Where you got like one person on the track and then 5 people on the other side. Do you flip the switch or not?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me get your name, Joseph Howie. Yeah. Anyone else?
Maybe when you're conflicted on what to do whenever you're come up to a situation, like trying to make the right decision.
Yes. Thank you, Rachel. Correct. For the ethical stuff, it's always so many trade-offs. You do A, people criticize you. You do B, people criticize you. Okay? And I'll give you this example in the bank. Girl A and the girl B. The girl B find out the girl A withdraw $1,000 from a customer's account. They are the best friend. So the girl B talked to girl A. Hey, how could you do that? You can lose your job. Then the girl A cried to the girl B. My daughter had this terminal cancer. We just find out the hospital and the doctor need $1,000 copay. I don't have this money. My mom will wire the money to me next week, and I had to pay, okay, the copay to be able to schedule my daughter's surgery. Okay, dilemma. If you do not report her, unethical, because that's what against the rule. It's stealing, it's fraud. If you report her, your best friend, girl A, her daughter doesn't have the deposit, cannot get the surgery, she'll lose her job. Report, not report. Dilemma. Okay? So for some of you want to go to law school, some of you want to go to grad school. Management test. Ethical chapter. Professor always like to ask you the question, what is ethical dilemma? Okay? Ethical is challenging because it's always what? A trade-off position. That's called ethical dilemma. Okay? Section B will be talking about ethics and the law. What's the major difference? Emma, we'll try you. What is
between ethics and law, the law is more like govern and strict, and you can't really bend those rules, but ethics is kind of, sometimes it can be more personal, so there's a division. Like, you wouldn't say your ethics are the same thing as the law. You wouldn't abide them like that, and it kind of depends from person to person.
Yes. Ethics, okay, is a personal value. You don't do it, people will look at you differently, but they cannot really do much. Law, don't play with it. You don't follow it, you can be in prison. Law is formally, okay, passed by a legislature. Ethics is mutually agreed and formally by a church or culture or society. Okay, they are overlap. Okay, I went to Malaysia. They are Muslim. Okay, and they have very strict ethics against a lot of things. No alcohol, etc., etc., etc. So you know what? They have, okay, religion police officer. If you are American, you go over there, you drink, no problem. If you are Muslim, okay, you drink, they arrest you because their ethics and their religion code of conduct is what? You cannot do it. If you hand your girlfriend's hand, you're American. In Kuala Lumpur, you're okay. You are Muslim. You dress, you behave, you look like Muslim. Not okay. So sometimes ethics and the law can be hand in hand, sometimes separate. Okay, and you just have to know, okay, doesn't mean which one is more important than the other. It really depends. Okay, They are similar stuff, regulate your behavior, but they are different. Okay, one is officially approved. The other one could be tougher. Okay, they call ethics. Okay, the third thing, section 1, part C, talking about the ethics and the law always changes over time. Do you agree? Yeah. 10 years ago, marijuana, 100% forbidden. Now in Arkansas, we have what? Medical usage, right? 10, 20 years ago, gay people, we think they are weird. Now, for a lot of states, they can get married. Okay, so what? A lot of things getting more strict or less strict, but a lot of ethics and a lot of law are changing all the time. Okay, for 2020 November, you know, there are more states passing the law for recreational usage of marijuana. Okay, so everything evolved. Everyone has different opinion. I have this problem called glaucoma. Anyone know what that is? Eye pressure is too high. Okay, so people say, hey, Dr. Chen, you should get some medical marijuana. That'd be very cool. And it's legal. Okay. So I talked to my eye doctor. I said, my student told me, okay, that's pretty cool. I should try. What do you think? She said, if you want to try to use, okay, medical marijuana to control your eye pressure, you have to do it every couple hours, okay? You're going to be too sick to work, okay? You don't want to try that, okay? So I didn't try, okay? I still use my eye drop, okay? And, you know, but certain people, they really think marijuana, just like tobacco, relax you, okay, and no significantly bad impact. I don't know, okay? I didn't have time to do a thorough study, but I think pros and the cons. Personal opinion, don't have to, don't take it. If you are bored, go watch a movie, okay? Or take your dog for a walk or running, okay? And try not to use a lot of unnecessary chemicals to poison your body, okay? And you folks going to live 90 years old, okay? If after 40, 50s, your physical body is pretty bad, you have to carry that stupid body for another 40 years, you're going to suffer. But if you take care of yourself, okay, at the age of 70, 80, 90, you are still very healthy. Your body is still, with your soul, everything still works very well. You're lucky. Okay, so do not abuse medicine or do not abuse unnecessary drug. Okay, so we finished section 1. Section 2, we talk about stakeholder. First question I have, what's the difference between stakeholder and a stockholder? Stakeholder?
A stakeholder is technically everybody who has an interest in what the company is doing, and stockholders are the one who own the company.
Perfect, Nicholas. Did you learn this from another class?
Yeah, but stockholders are also stakeholders, maybe the most important ones.
Exactly. You answer everything. I don't have to teach this section. Yes. So, folks, be careful. Whenever you do multiple choices for your law school or for your MBA, stakeholder, stockholder, only 1 or 2 characters different. Huge difference. Stockholder, everyone knows. You own a share of the company. You own the stock. Stakeholder, anyone has an interest in the company. Okay. So in our textbook, there are 6 different groups. Okay. Thank you, Nicholas. Yeah. 6 different groups. Okay. And you can take a look. We finish the dilemma. We finish the law. Okay. And we finish. It's always changing. Okay. Now, section 2. stakeholders. Okay, everyone interested, and the textbook gave us A, B, C, D, E. Okay, in your outline, you got more. What you have a G. Okay, because I just find out the textbook made mistakes. They put something random in the middle. Okay, so who are the stakeholders? Number 3 or number 4, you will find out your textbook says what? Nonprofit organization. Okay, that one should be what? The last one. After the stakeholder should be a different section. So, but anyway, if you have your handout with you, you'll find out we have a nonprofit organization there. That's not really the stakeholder. Stakeholder, we started with what? First one, stockholder, owner. Okay, you have to make your book. You cannot cheat. You cannot lie. Okay, and recently we have an issue. Okay, what's that company? Game Board or what? Game? Anyone know that?
GameStop.
GameStar. Anyone play with it? No. Okay.
I did.
You did. Did you make some money?
I did, but it was very uneasy. I almost lost all of it.
Because you didn't sell it on time?
Well, no, I did sell it, but I could have lost that very quickly because it was very volatile and it was moving around a lot. But I did
That's
make
what I
money
was
off of
gonna-
it.
That's what I was gonna say. Is in the middle of all that. Like at first, it was shooting up for a good period of time. Then afterwards, it kept going volatile because after everyone caught hold of what people were trying to do, they kept trying to sell at the same time as everybody was buying, and it caused high volatility.
And also, I think the Robinhood, okay, they won't let someone to sell on time or something to cause someone to lose money. Okay, so that's an interesting case. I didn't discuss that. I'm not a finance professor. Okay, and it started from social media called Rabbit. Okay, so Jaden, are you because of Rabbit or how why did you buy it?
So I bought GameStop, I bought AMC, and I also bought like BlackBerry, Nokia, and I did make money off of all those.
Yeah,
But
why
like,
did you choose them? Did you learn it from somewhere?
yeah, so there's this subreddit called Wall Street Bets, and that's basically the place where people are like, hey, buy this specific stock. We're taking it to the moon. Hey, buy this, buy this, buy this. And people did buy it, but Robinhood caught on to that, and they sent emails out to the people who use Robinhood. I use it personally, and they actually like explained why they were limiting the purchasing of like these specific stocks and these specific symbols. But like, yeah, basically this subreddit was telling people what to buy, and people were buying them, like a little hive mind kind of thing.
Which company give you the information? I didn't get it.
Which company gives the information?
No, I mean you say where did you learn this information? Which stock to buy?
Oh yeah, it's just all off of Reddit, social media, things like that. That's where I learned where to buy it from.
I was thinking about Reddit. Yeah, so Reddit is a social media. Okay, so people started to talk about it in the Reddit, in the social media, and they were talking about, you know, we all buy it. Don't buy a lot, just buy a little bit, because if you buy limited share, that can be several $100s. So suddenly, okay, tens of thousands of people, small, young people, okay, like you folks, spend 500, 800, whatever to buy it, and they stick with it, then what? Everything's up. And it's
No, I think where you're missing what happened was there was like a short squeeze. So the big hedge fund were like shorting the company all the way, I don't know, from $50, and it was like going all the way down. So a bunch of retail investors, I don't know, got that information from, I don't know, from the internet, and they all rushed to buy that company. And then what happened when the stock keeps going down, those hedge funds must like cover the amount of shorts so they don't lose money. So it kept going up, and then Robinhood decided to shut down all the trading I don't know, because they trying to either like protect the hedge fund or the big dudes, and like they run over the retail investors, like the basic people, normal people.
Yeah.
And then people rush to other like meme stocks, like I don't know, Nokia. I mean, I kind of invested in Nokia, and I got slaughtered because because I leveraged my position. Like I was kind of greedy, so I kind of lost everything. I put like I don't know, a few thousand US dollars. And then
Also, Reddit told you to buy the Nokia.
nah, I just made the bet. Just I felt like I don't know, I might just I don't know why I did that, but like it was not fun. So I'm riding all the way down to zero again.
So some of the big hedge fund, they want to unload this company, okay? Then Reddit, young people, they all get together to buy it, to want to give the hedge fund a lesson. And this hedge fund, big one, they lose $150 million. They also what? Own the big share of Robinhood. Okay? So that's why they have the Robinhood find some excuse, not that people sell it or whatever. So Congress is investigating it. Okay? Like 10 years ago, a group of young people went to Wall Street, okay, and they protest because these hedge fund guys, they don't do anything. They get 20% about everything. They just what? Trade. Whatever happened, they always win. So a lot of young people think that's fair. Okay, I work so hard, $10 an hour, $12 an hour. And these guys don't do anything, they're millions of dollars. So this movement happened. Okay, also young people in the Reddit want to give a lesson to these hedge fund guys. Okay, then the hedge fund guys and Robinhood also connected because they invest on the Robinhood, so have a lot of issues and the problems. And I think Congress is thinking about doing some law to regulating this area. Otherwise, hedge fund have too much power. Okay, and now they find out young small guys can be together through the social media, okay, and to do a lot of things unexpected. And there was other rumor afterwards talking about the silver is good, right, in Rapid, and to buy silver, etc., etc. So all these kinds of things can also give a lot of young and the small guys a lot of problems. So government is regulating it. Okay, but anyway, stock market, okay, is someone owns it, and if you are not ethical to your owner, then people will buy and sell without profit and valid information. They will lose money. Okay, manager and employee are the second group and third group. Of course, they are important. Okay, are they being treated fair? Child labor, racial discrimination, different things, ethical issues, highly affecting them. Okay, the managers and employees. Suppliers and the distributors, okay, they are also very, very important. 20 years ago, okay, there was a news, okay, talking about Nike, the shoes manufacturing in Indonesia or Malaysia use the child labor. Nike said, hey, I don't know, I subcontract out. It's not my problem. They follow their local government rule. Why punish me? But the consumer, especially young consumer, no. Okay, you abuse child labor, 8 years old, 9 years old, will boycott Nike shoes. So 3 weeks later, Nike make announcement. Okay, we already sent our contractor a memo. If they do not stop this kind of practice, okay, we're gonna terminate the contract. Okay, and nowadays, okay, suppliers and distributors, they have to follow code of conduct. Walmart, they bought a lot of things from other company. Okay, so assume you are manufacturing, you have a contract with Walmart, 20 million dozens of shoes. Okay, and takes 8 months to manufacture this. You know what? Walmart will send auditor every 3 months to your manufacturing to inspect. Safety issue, okay, and the child labor, overtime, okay, everything. They have a list of code of conduct. If you violate anything, Walmart will give you a penalty or terminate the contract. Apple is another example. Apple doesn't do a lot of things themselves. They subcontract a lot of things out. So in the code of conduct for their supplier, okay, they have the ethical report every year. How many training they provide, how many safety things they provide, they audit, they train, and environmental stuff, child labor, and all kind of things. Okay, so ethical issue, not just the company, customer, stockholder, also what? Whole supply chain. Okay, so after that, last one, most important one is what? Community and government. Okay, that's also important. You live in a community, you manufacturing this, you have a lot of what? Polluted water emission, or you have a lot of what? Contaminated water or something. Local community will not be happy. Government have regulation for the safety for the food. You have to comply with the government. Okay, so the stakeholder started with what? Stockholder, manager, employee, customer, distributor, and the last one, society and the government. Okay, so that's the stakeholder. And whenever you are taking any test in the future, okay, don't read it too fast. People try to trick you. Okay, the first choice, they want you to read the stakeholder as stockholder. So they say, oh, the people own the ownership, whatever. But if they ask you stakeholder, okay, it's not stockholder. You have to be careful. And definitely, it's going to be in your blackboard. Okay, so anyone has an interest will be stakeholder. Normally, typically, we have 6 groups. Okay, next one, we'll be talking about the decision making, ethical decision making. How to make a decision by using the ethic code. And according to the textbook, section 3, part A, we'll come back this in a few minutes. Another case talking about clean and green. Talk about here first. Chapter 3, rules for ethical decision making. Okay, what are the 4 different rules? First one, utilitarian rule. If you want to make a decision, ethical decision, you always try to maximize, see whether you can impact more people. That's the first rule. Second one is you have to know ethical decision means everyone has a human right and a human privilege. You cannot treat your staff like a dog. You can't. The third one is justice rule. Fair, equitable. That's important. The last one, practical rule. What is practical? More acceptance, least resistance. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, this hotel, they find out in the summer, the uniform these guys, okay, wear is too hot. Open the door, take the luggage, too hot. People sweat because what? The uniform, but cheap material is not good. So the company shop around, find the best material. People wear that clothes would not be so hot. But the color is not right. It's a pink. So guess what? You have an ethical decision. You want to take care of people. It's not practical. How could you ask a guy to wear pink? So practical is important. In the test, they always ask you, they don't ask you moral right, because you know that's people's fundamental right. Justice is fairness. They ask you two things: utilitarian rule, how could you benefit more people? Practical rule, will people resist or accept? You want the most people accept. You folks have a nice week.